Hello everyone, I'm here today with a new process video. I'm working on a 6x8 pocket page layout and photos are from Vienna. This is the Belvedere Art Museum and this was one of the top things I wanted to see in Vienna, so I'm glad I got there. And this is actually a 6x6 postcard that I bought in the gift shop. So it worked perfectly since I'm doing a 6x8 page, so I knew I was going to use that. This was just a statue I saw outside or on the back that I thought was interesting, and I want to include it on this 4x6 piece of paper. And then I have my third photo, which was just the shot as you approach it from the street. This is what you see. And I chose this paper because it matches the sort of blue-green thing happening in the roof. My LED light skews the color a little bit on the postcard, but if I hold it up, you can see what I mean. There we go. This color, I wanted to work that in. Now, when it comes to the other colors I'm going to use, I have no idea. This palette makes it a little challenging to match things with it. Of course, I could go black. You know, black matches with everything, but it would be quite a contrast. So I'm thinking maybe gray, but I already have gray in here. So I'm just not sure. I'm going to really have to rifle through my stuff and see what I can find. But this is at least what I'm starting with today. So as I was going through stuff and thinking about what I was going to do, I thought about possibly using vellum because it'll add texture. It'll let me it will allow me to put something behind this photo, but I don't really have to worry so much about color because it's opaque. I mean, technically I guess it's white or clear, but it's opaque. So I could put it behind there like so. It softens this behind it, but it still gives it visual interest, and I could just tear the edges. Maybe I could leave them straight as well, but that's my first thought. I do have more. I think this other chunk that I have over here is actually 6x6 too, so it's probably the same size. Yeah, I have more though in my stash, so I could pull out some more vellum if I wanted and do something matching over here. When I cut this down to fit on there, originally I thought I would tear the edges here and do it that way. But now when I see it, I kind of like that there's a thicker edge on both sides here. And then for sure, I could overlay some washi on one of the sides and I would still have room to stamp or do an embellishment or do something. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And the lovely thing about this is I don't have to worry about being able to see the adhesive because I can put it behind the photo and leave this part open. I don't need adhesive behind it, so you won't see anything, which is awesome. Okay, I did the top layer. Now I'm going to adhere the back portion here, and I think I'm going to space it more to the right side because I know I'll have stuff going on over here, and then whatever would be on this side would be right up against that. I don't really want that. So I think, actually I'm going to do the opposite of what I said then. I want it more on this side so that embellishment stuff goes over here. Sorry guys, not enough coffee in the world today. All right, there we go. I'll place that right about... Ah, shoot, did it stick down? Ooh, it would have been a slightly uneven had I done that. Dang it. It still is a little bit up here, but you know what? Not enough to bother me. I'm going to leave it. All right, so that's on there. Then I have to decide what do I want to do over here. All right, I have picked out 2 rolls of washi to use, and I decided on this side I'm not going to use the vellum because I've got a lot of dead space up here that I could use, and I think I might end up overlapping something, and then you really wouldn't be able to see much of that. So I'm going to forego that, but I took out 2 rolls of washi. This is a gray, but it's more of almost like a stone gray color. This is a darker one. I realized I think this roll is getting down there, so I kind of want to use it just for that reason. So I could say I used up another roll. But I like this pattern better, I think. I mean, it's pattern on pattern. It would be kind of busy, but I like it. So I think maybe... yeah, I just don't like this chevron with this. I don't like it as well for some reason. I think I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to do some over here, and then I don't know what after that. All right, so I adhered some washi on both sides. just so that it would kind of be matchy and that it would be on there where I want it to be. I still have other things I want to do on both sides, but that at least gets me started. And then I have to figure out, do I want to do anything up here? I do have some dead space, so I might be able to do something there as well as right here. In my stash, I found some epoxy stickers embellishments, and I think these are from an old citrus twist kit. But look at that. These are both gray. They have a slight pattern on them, but it's a different gray from what I have here. They're lighter. So I think I'm going to use both of those and overlap on here somehow. I'm just not sure which one I want on which side. All right, I decided to do the heart over here since I have more space to work with, and it'll be seen a little bit better, I think. And then I just did the circle one over here, and I like it. I still think I need something, whether it's stamping or adding some other stuff. Now this really is begging me to stamp on it the more I look at it, because I have all this space. I know I have some bigger stamps. I would definitely have to use StazOn because it is a somewhat slick surface. What scares me is that this is the only one of these I have. So if I screw that up right here, it's done. Or I would have to stamp on paper and cover it up, and I'm not sure how that would look. So I'm going to go through my stamps, see if I even have something that I'm willing to take a chance on and use on there, and then I'll be back. I think I've decided I'm going to do some multi-stamping. I have this set. This is from Felicity Jane 2017. And I think I'm going to use 2 of the stamps that are on here, and I may possibly use a third from somewhere else. I think I'm going to use this one that says lovely, and then the one that says remember this. And I like it that they're in very different fonts so that I can kind of layer them and offset them together right up here. So what I've done is I've taken a block that will fit both of these, and it just so happens I have the grid mark stickers on top so I can align it exactly where I want. And so this will show me what it will look like when I stamp it, and I'll have the alignment that I want. Well, I did it, and I love the way it came out. Super happy with that. I did do a test run on just a scratch piece of paper to make sure that it looked how I wanted it to look, and it did. So super happy about that. Now that I see it on there, I definitely think I want to stamp a phrase down here, probably very small, just along here, and then have something over here as well. So on this side, I stamped museum down here. That is from this set, which I believe is from Studio Calico. And I think I got it last year or the year before. I don't know. It's older, so I doubt they still have it. But maybe if you're looking on eBay, I believe it's Studio Calico. On this side, I've decided to use this stamp set. This is from Everyday Explorers. It's called New Adventures. And I'm going to use the Soaking It All in stamp. And these are brand new. I haven't used any of them yet. So actually, I should show something here. When I get a new stamp set that I've never used, I prime the stamp first. I just take a pencil eraser and go like this over it, and it just helps to season the stamp a little bit, and it helps the ink stick better so that you will get even coverage. As you can see, I did the stamping over here, and I love it. Now, I don't want to add too much more because these photos are gorgeous and I don't want to take away from them. But I think it needs something, and I'm thinking it might be some splattering, but I'm not sure what color. I do have black, but it makes me very, very nervous to do that on here. I was thinking maybe white, which I do have. I just don't know how it would show up on here. So I think I'm just going to do kind of a little test. If it absorbs into the paper, no big deal. Then I'm not going to see it anyway. But if it works, it could be really great. Okay, so I have this positioned to try it out. I'm using the Heidi Swap Color Shine, and it's the white. So again, never tried it on this color, so I don't know. Might not show at all. Oh, you know what though? I need a mask here. Hold on. Oh, that could have been bad. All right, so I want to mask off this part so I don't get anything on the postcard there. All right, now I'm ready. Hardly even got any in there. Let's try that again. Oh, I think it's just going to soak right in. You can see it on there barely. Let's see how it looks when it dries, if you could even tell. So when it dried, you couldn't even tell I did it. So that's not going to work. What I've decided to do is I'm just going to stamp. I do have the black mist, but especially for this layout, it makes me nervous to put that on here and have something go horribly wrong. So I'm going to take the cheater's way out, and I'm just going to use this stamp instead and use it with black ink. And then I can make it as subtle and as small as I want. There you have it with the stamping, and I think that came out well. I kept it very subtle, but enough that it adds some visual interest there. Hopefully you can see that. Yep. So really all I have left is this photo, and I don't know that I'm going to do anything with it. I'm going to put them in the pockets and see how I feel about it. So I have them in the pockets, and I decided they need some bling here. Just some shiny stuff to bring it out. So I've got 3 rhinestones here I'm going to use. I'll apply them around the layout, and then I'll be back. Okay, I think it's done. So there you go. On this side, I added the 2 rhinestones. Whoops, sorry, I can see my ring light in there. Lovely. I've added the 2 rhinestones there, which I think adds just, a little bit of the sparkle, and then 1 right there, which I think also helps. There we go. Yeah, so this one is done. I'm very happy with it. I'm glad I kept it fairly subtle because I really want the photos to be the focus. So thanks for watching, everyone.